For the past 2 weeks, I've been working on a medieval village project in a creative server plot area with a terrain I generated quickly and hastily. Don't get me wrong, I love the builds I made there, but the generated terrain just didn't give me the vanilla terrain vibe that fits my style and what I'm looking for. But today, all of that changes. I made a brand new vanilla world with a normal seed, and if you stick to the end of the video, you will see the beginnings of a huge world with interconnected villages and societies where, because of the size of a Minecraft world, the possibilities are basically infinite. All the terrain work and the building needed for such a project will keep me entertained for months and motivated to continue my journey in the improvement of my building skills. Now, let's get to today's build. If you like my videos, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a ton and doesn't cost you a penny. I went in pretty blind when making this build. The only thing I really knew was that I wanted a bridge connecting an island to the main plains terrain. So after finding this little island, I started changing its shape to prepare it for the future terraforming. To test the palette and terrain style of this riverside or rivery foliage thing, I have no idea what to call it honestly, I started making a smaller bit of it outside the main island where the tower is gonna be. Using mud, muddy roots, just normal roots, and a couple more blocks to fit the vibe of what I was going for, I managed to create something that I was really happy with. And after that, I moved on to the main island where I did the same thing. It was time to design the base of the smaller of the two towers. If I'm being honest with you, at first I thought I'm only gonna make one tower, but then the idea of a bigger tower with a couple of horse stables next to it came into mind. So you're gonna see me going for that a bit later. I tried making the base out of packed mud colored blocks, and then I got the idea of a sort of ring design on the tower, with the sandstone main walls that ended up working perfectly. I extended the bridge from the tower, and I went through a couple of colors until I found the one I liked most. Then I detailed some more parts of the bridge, and I added the finishing details for the small tower. I said tower like 10 times, but at this point, who cares anymore? Next up, I tried to make a couple of willow tree designs, but I ended up scrapping them later because I don't like their feel. I started working on the bigger tower acting as an entrance to the outskirts outpost, as I end up calling it, and I moved it around a lot in the beginning because I wasn't sure where I wanted to place it. But a bit later, I decided I want some horse stables next to it, so for travelers to leave their tired horses. See, I'm trying to implement storytelling in my builds. This helps with my concept, and it can give you some great ideas if you're not sure how to decorate. I went through a lot of palette changes for the stable. It also took me a while to get settled on the roof color, but I think I did a good job in the end. I moved on to making some tall pine / spruce tree type designs to replace the ugly willow trees I had made, and then I decided it would be time to do some more terraforming. So I made a couple of big boulders using Axiom's rock tool, finishing the shaping by hand. I placed them down by copying them and flipping them in different directions with Axiom. You can probably see a trend going on with the Axiom at this point. And after texturing them, I cloned the trees a few times, but again, this is very important. You should look at the direction they're facing and perhaps rotate or flip them so they look slightly different, even though you're not making 5 different trees. After finishing that up, I began experimenting with different foliage brushes to cover the surrounding empty grass with. And I did manage to get a good feel in the end, but it took a lot of experimenting with different brushes, different masks, different percentages for each of the foliage, like different fern, different grass, different short grass, tall fern, short fern. Yeah, it was very confusing in the end, but a very simple command to be fair. These minor details are always subject to change if I don't like them later on during my project. And that's about it. The build is done. Thank you for watching the video. I appreciate it if you got this far. I'm planning on making longer videos in the future because I'm also reducing frequency due to school. This project has been on my mind ever since I started posting on YouTube again at the end of August. As I said in the beginning, I was satisfied with the actual builds I was making, but not so much with forcing myself to build them in an environment I didn't like, that being the terrain I generated with Archeon. So I decided I would approach the project the way I enjoy doing it, and I'm very happy I made this choice in the end. Thank you for the support, and I'm over the moon that we hit 300 subscribers so quickly. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.